बोलना पिला माने हेलो बनाली
Yes, ma'am.
am I audible clearly
मैम एक्चुअली कनेक्शन की जो
बोला क्लियरली
प्रॉब्लम ଅଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭଏସ ଆସୁନି ଠିକ ସେ।
कटी
ହଁ କଟି କଟିକି ଆସୁଛି
आसुनी
ma'am।
ना
ହଁ ହଁ
कटी कटी आसुनी ना
ହଁ।
अच्छा रो मोर खिड़की खोले से खिड़की खोले आसीबो बोली भाबुछ एइना सुनला एइना आछि
हाँ यानी बेटर मैम।
एना बेटर ना
यस मैम।
ओके ओके फाइन एक मोमेंट एपटे वर्षा बिजुली घड़घड़ी होची तो सेइथ पे टिके नेटवर्क पो नेटवर्क आस्तबो हां गोटे मिनिट जस्ट होल्ड ऑन अच्छा इज इट विजिबल स्लाइड विजिबल होची कि रे पिला माने
यस मैम।
मु क्लियरली ना ऑडियो जोठी न ये कहबे रे पिला माने ये हो नाही न कल तो
यस मैम।
Hey, ଆସିଲା ଏଇ ହେଇ ତମ ନିଜର କଟି କଟି ଆସିଛି ମୋର କଣ ଶୁଭା ଯାଉଥିବ ଲାଇଭ ତ ଦେଖା ଯାଉଥିବ ମୁଁ ବଡିଆ ବୋଲଛି ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟସ୍
ହଉ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଭଏସ ଟା ଖାଲି କଟି କଟି ଆସୁଛି କିନ୍ତୁ ସ୍ଲାଇଡ୍ ଦେଖା ଯାଉଛି।
କାଟିକି ଆଉଥରେ କନେକ୍ଟ କରିବି କି ରେ
ହଁ ଆଉ ଥରେ
ପିଲାମାନେ
କନେକ୍ଟ କରନ୍ତୁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ମେ ବି ବେଟର ହବ।
ଆଁ ଆଁ ଆଁ
ଆଉ ଥରେ କନେକ୍ଟ କରନ୍ତୁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କଟି କଟିକି ଆସୁଛି ଭଏସ ଟା।
ଏଇନା ଶୁଣିଲ ଏଇନା କ୍ଲିୟରଲି ଆସିଛି ପୁରା
यस मैम क्लियर एंड लाउड।
ଯୋଉଠି ନ ଶୁଭା ଯିବ ହଁ ଠିକ ଯୋଉଠି ନ ଶୁଭା ଯିବ କହିବ ହେଲା
यस मैम।
ओके चलो start see last class we have discussed planning ah, what is planning what are the importance of planning what are the already we have completed or discuss things related to decision making What are the importance of decision making? Right? These are some types of decision we have discussed. No step, or we can call as a process. This is a process. Same process I mentioned here, right? So on the basis of the steps of decision making. So it is based on the 7th step of decision making. First, identify the problem. How? अरे पिलामाने हेलो पिलामाने सुबुनी किरे
हाँ रे
पिलामाने आउ
मैम नेटवर्क क्लियर नहीं है।
परा कटि जाउची परा से देखुना कटि गला स्लाइड कटि गला कोड सब कोन कटि गला आ केमती कोन करिवा रे हां ए गोटी रूम में भलो नेटवर्क कनेक्शन आसे पूरा क्लियर आसे क्रिस्टल
ଆପଣଙ୍କ କଥା କଟୁଛି।
अरे 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 कोन कहिलो से वेदर पाई निथिबो वर्षा बहुत जोर से होची तो वर्षा ये सब होची तो
यस
सेठी
मैम।
पाई बोते नेटवर्क डिस्टरबेंस होची की कोन रे नहले भलो आसे एठी की कनेक्शन ता कटि जाउची पूरा मन को मन
मैम ଆପଣଙ୍କ କଥା ବି ବହୁତ କଟୁଛି।
कटुची बा फील करि परची कारण याडू ये कटि गला तेले केमते पड़ेबा केते बड़ बिजली घड़ाघड़ी होची सेति पई कहि की कटुची रे एना सुबह जाउची पिल्ला मान देखिला
मैम ଶୁଭୁଛି ବଟ୍ ନେଟ ଟିକେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭଏस କଟୁଛି।
हेलो पिल्ला माने हेलो
आज्ञा मैम।
यस मैम।
एना सुबह गला
हाँ दी
हाँ मैम।
अच्छा न सुबिले कहिबो रे पिल्ला माने हैला जोडी न सुबिबो कहिबो हां
यस मैम।
ओके तो चलो द प्रोसेस also the steps of decision making what I told it is there in the basically the slide it is there in the in this slides no the steps in decision making basically we can say here the first step the manager identified where is the problem means what kind of problem where is the problem in that particular area right identifying the problem why we will take the decision what are the in which area we will take the decisions all those things identified by the managers in the organization right then once identifying the problem the decision criteria it means what here the manager will identify what kind of decision we will take in that particular area it is the criteria that the different criteria we will adopt there no so basic on this developing alternative again here identify now how many alternatives it is there in that particular area
मैम
so
नेटवर्क कटुଛି
the
ଆପଣଙ୍କର।
problem is that that's why we have to solve the problem then for that to solve the problem how many alternatives are there how many choice how many options are there
मैम ଆପଣଙ୍କ
so that we can
voice
identify the best ये पुणी मु सबुठु बेस्ट एरिया रे बसछि रे एई सब प्रॉब्लम होछि वेदर पाई बोली ସବୁ problem ଏ weather ପାଇଁ।
ବିଲକୁଲ ଶୁଭୁ ନଥିଲା ଆମକୁ କିଛି ବି।
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ଆରେ ପିଲାମାନେ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ, ଏଇନା ଶୁଭାଗଲା?
ୟେସ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଶୁଭୁଛି ପୁଣି କଟି ଯାଉଛି।
ଏମିତି ଶୁଭାଗଲା କହିକି ଏଇନା ଶୁଭାଗଲା ପଚାରି ପଚାରି କ୍ଲାସ ସରିଯାଇଥିବ, ବୁଝିଲ? କଣ କହିବି କୁହ? ଏ ସବୁ ହଉଛି ମାନେ ଏ ଯୋଉ weather
ଭଏସ ର ଫ୍ରିକ୍ୱେନ୍ସି ବଢିଲେ ସେ ବ୍ରେକ୍ ଡାଉନ୍ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଭଏସ। ଧୀରେ କହିଲେ ଠିକ, ଭଏସ ଧୀରେ କହିଲେ ଆସୁଛି।
ସ୍ଲାଇଡ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି
ସ୍ଲାଇଡ ବି
ପିଲାମାନେ?
କଟି ଯାଇଛି, ସ୍ଲାଇଡ ବି କଟି ଯାଇଛି ଏବେ।
ଆଚ୍ଛା, କହିଲେ ଏମିତି ସ୍ଲାଇଡ୍ ସେୟାର କରି କରି ଆଉ ପଚାରି ପଚାରି ଏ କ୍ଲାସ ସରିଯାଇଥିବ।
ଭଏସ
ହଁ। ଆଚ୍ଛା ଏଇନା ଦେଖାଗଲା ସ୍ଲାଇଡ, ମୁଁ ଶୁଭାଗଲି କି ପିଲାମାନେ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ୟେସ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ହଁ ହଁ ହଉ, ମୁଁ ଶୁଭାଗଲି। ସ୍ଲାଇଡ ଦେଖାଗଲେ କଣ ହବ? ମୁଁ ଶୁଭାଗଲି। ଏ ବାପା କି ବିଜୁଳି କିରେ।
ୟେସ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଓକେ ତ ଚାଲ, ହଁ, ଦେଖ ମୁଁ କଣ କହିଥିଲି। making
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କିଛି ଶୁଭୁନି।
ଲାଗିଲା ଏମିତି ସବୁଦିନ ହବ କ୍ଲାସ ନେବି। ପିଲାମାନେ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ,
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ନା ମ ଇଏ କାମ ନୁହଁ। ହେସ୍,
କଥା ବାରି ହଉନାହିଁ ସାର୍, ମାନେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ କଥାକୁ ବାରି ହଉନାହିଁ।
Old bottle, new wine. Hello? अरे ଏବେ ସେଠି ଦେଖାଯିବ। अरे हेलो
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
हेलो
କିଛି ଶୁଭୁନି।
ଏନେ ଶୁଭା କେନ୍ ଯିବ ଏଟା କେନ୍ ଶୁଭା ଯିବ ଆରେ ପିଲାମାନେ ଶୁଭା ଯାଉଛି
नो ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କିଛି ଶୁଭୁନି।
ଆତା ଶୁଭୁନି ଦେଖ କୋଉଠି ଶୁଭା ଆଙ୍କର ଶୁଭିବା ପାଇଁ ବୋଲି କୋଉଠି କୋଉଠି ପିଲାମାନେ ପିଲାମାନେ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ମୁଁ ଦେଖା ଯାଉଛି
ୟେସ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଶୁଭା ଗଲା
ୟେସ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ସ୍ଲାଇଡ ଟା ସେଟ୍ କଲ ଏଇଠୁ ପୁରା ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ସେଟ୍ ହବ କଣ କହିଲି ରଶ୍ମିର ଆଚ୍ଛା ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କର ସେଠି ଗଲା ପରେ ବୋଧେ ହେଇଯିବ ଦେ ରହିଲ ରହିଲ ରେ ପିଲାମାନେ ୱେଟ୍ କର ଶୁଭା ଯାଉଛି ତ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ତ ୱେଟ୍ କର ରୁହ ରୁହ ମୁଁ କନେକ୍ଟ କରୁଛି ସ୍ଲାଇଡ ଟା ଏଠି ସେୟାର ହଉଛି ନା ନାଇଁ ଦେଖିବା ये एक्सपेरिमेंट करो करो टाइम चल जाइथिबो एनीवे देखिबारे कोन अछि ये मोर कनेक्ट हेले सिना ये तो मोर मूल से कनेक्ट होनी
ରହିଲେ
पिला माने एना सुभा गला am I audible to you clearly hello
Yes,
student
ma'am.
okay पूरा clearly सुभा जाउची तो ना
Yes, ma'am.
okay अब ये slide देखा जाउची
Yes, ma'am.
okay चलो हां एडे जाउची हां हला तो चलो dear students we are there in the wait a moment we are there in the process of decision making right and the steps of decision making right so there are various stages of decision making the manager taking decision right on the basis of these stages you can see here you can see this slide no the first stage is identifying the problem it means here we have to identify where we have to take the decision now what kind of decision we will take and where we will take the decision so basing on this we have to identify what is the problem according to basing on this we will identify the means what criteria so once we will identify the problem definitely we will identify the criteria and based on the criteria only we will identify the different alternatives it means what so while we will take decision how many alternatives how many choice how many options it is there in our hand so that we will take decisions so based on the alternatives only we will analyze the best alternative and we will go for the right select the best alternative so we have to identify decision means we should have the different types of alternatives should have right so without alternative we cannot take the decisions we will take the decision based on the alternative only so here so here we will identify the alternative. How many alternatives are there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alternatives. Based on this, we have to select the best alternative. No, out of many alternatives, out of many choice, out of many options, we will select the best alternative to solve the problem, right? And basing on this, we will once alternative selected means we will implement the alternatives, right? Yeah, we will implement the alternative. Open अच्छी से हम कर देले जिबो तो एड मॉडरेट देखा जाओ तो हाँ 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 अच्छा अच्छा ଏଇଟା କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ସେଇଟା ତ ମୋର ସାର ହଁ ଦେଖୁଛୁ ତ ନା ଆଚ୍ଛା ହଁ ପିଲାମାନେ ଏଇଟା କଣ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି ସ୍ଲାଇଡ୍ ରେ ଟାଇପ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର
Yes, ma'am.
okay done thank you so what we will do in the decision criteria so once we will select the alternative means we will implement the alternative so once we will implement the alternative best alternative then we have to means what go for the follow up means what we will go for the follow up now follow up means what follow up means what whether what already we have the decision already we have taken the decision that decision is effective successfully we have implemented or not that is the basically we will give the follow up so follow up it hame kon pain dabare na whether the already we have already take the decisions already implement the decisions whether the decision is successfully implemented successfully means what we solve the problem or not that's why we have to identify the last follow up is highly essential and required right so ethi pila mane kon kohe gala so generally ame kahiba so jetebale ame decision nouche the manager taking decision in that particular area so first we have to identify the problem then identify the different criteria then select the alternative how many alternatives it is there in our hand 1 2 3 4 5 केतेटा ऑप्शन अछि हम पाखरे चॉइस अछि नो से अनुसार हम सेटु कोन करबा once we have various alternative then we will go for the select the best alternative तापर हम out of many alternative हम best alternative को select करबा Once we selection कर सारला माने then we will go for the implementation of alternative. हम इसे problem टाको solve करछि तो माने हम implement कर देबा से decision टाको. Once implementation of decision means the work is done, right? Now the problem must be solved. Now whether the problem solved or not, to analysis that we will give the follow. तमने आमे सेठी कोन करबा ताको पुनी अगेन फॉलो अप दबा एनालिसिस करबा आमे जो डिसीजन ता नेले से सक्सेसफुली इंप्लीमेंट हैला ना हैला तो सेठी पे आमे कोन करबा ताको फॉलो अप दबा सो एही अनुसार कोन करती जनरली द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन द मैनेजर टेकिंग द डिसीजन बेस्ड ऑन दिस फैक्टर ओनली एही फैक्टर अनुसार एही स्टेजेस अनुसार एही स्टेप अनुसार एही प्रोसेस अनुसार कोन हुए ना डिसीजन ता निया जाय सो दिस इज व्हाट द डिसीजन मेकिंग. It is not only the decision based on the process taken by the organization, but also the decision taken by the individuals. In our day-to-day life also, we are also taking decision based on this process only. Right? A process नहीं है हम day-to-day life में हम decision नौचे. जो थी कि हम एक different stages को attend करूँचे. No, we have how many options we have. Once option is that means we have to select, then we have to implement, we have to give follow-up. The kind of things we are doing in our life. So this is what the process and stages of decision making, right? So you have to remember what is decision making, what are the importance of decision making. Already we have discussed. Now what are the types of decision making? Variety type of decision makings are there. Now sometimes it is the major decision, sometimes it is the minor, sometimes simple, sometimes complex, right? Sometimes individual taking decision, sometimes group of people taking decision. Sometimes it is long term, sometimes it is short term decision. Sometimes programmed and sometimes non-programmed decision also taken doing by the organization. So this is all about decision making chapter. Clear now, Pilamane? Planning and decision making. Planning, what is planning? What are the importance of planning? What are the types of planning? What are the process of planning? In same way, what is decision making? What are the importance, types and process of decision making? Right? Students, Pilamane? Clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ହେଲା ତାପରେ ଚलो ଦେଖା ଯାଉଛି କଣ ଟାଇପ୍ସ ଅଫ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର ଦେଖା ଯାଉଛି ନା ସ୍ଲାଇड ଟା
Yes, ma'am. हाँ, ma'am.
तो चलो देखो टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर there are 5 types of organization structure. It is broadly classified into 5 categories. One is line organization structure. Then we will go for the line and staff organization structure. Then we will go for the functional organization structure. Then committee organization structure. Then matrix organization structure. Right? So here, first is the line organization structure. Now, what do you mean by line organization structure? This is the line organization structure, dear students. Line organization structure, it is very oldest and simple organization structure we can say, right? Line organization structure, it is basically we can say it is very easy to understand. Structure, it is very easy to understand. It is very simple to understand, right? And also in the line organization structure, the people are there in a line, gote line re kamo korthibe horizontally and vertically. And this kind of structure, it is generally applicable in a small organization where few people are working, no? Line organization structure ta kodi re puri chota organization re generally applicable where jethre bahut few volume of employees are working, no? And it is very oldest, very simple to understand, very easy to analysis. Na e sabu jinsa achi kothre na line organization structure. Line organization structure generally ame kahiba, no, in this particular area, here manager, it is there in the organization, manager is there and the manager directly communicate towards the subordinates. So the ame dekhiba line organization structure re, it is there in the manager in the organization and the manager directly communicating towards the subordinate. And subordinate also directly reporting to the managers. Means it is the basically the reporting and the instruction, the flow from instruction from top to bottom and the reporting from bottom to top, it is go in a one line. Means the hierarchical position is very less. It is बहुत सारा hierarchical position नथिबो, right? Only बहुत few hierarchical position थिबो जो थिरे कि कौन करिबो ना एटी generally line organization structure काम करे. So it is many advantages instead of disadvantages. Like it is very simple to understand line organization because it is because hierarchical position is very few hierarchical positions are there. Direct communication is there because the superior can direct communicate towards the subordinate and the subordinate also direct communicate with the superior, right? And it is more people are maintain more discipline because crowd many people are not there, very few people are working, right? And also it is because it is very simple, it is controllable, it is easy to understand, we can say, no? And also it is, we can say, it is quick decision process, it is there in this area. Why? Because the few people are there, the superior can interact with subordinate directly and take decisions in that particular area. So because of this, less confusion, right? So confusion, it is less, and decision making, we can say it is quick decision and less confusion is there in this particular area, right? Apart from this, it is very fluent communication, quick communication is there, flexibility, efficiency, everything is there in the line organization structure, right? But if we can say disadvantages, obviously though few people are working in that particular area, that's why people are feeling very burden, no, heavy burden. Because few people are working and many activities are there, many kind of works are there. So people are dividing the work in different heads, and basing on this, they feel very heavy burden, right? And also we can say it is means what? It is basically dependence, too much dependence towards the executive, towards the superior, because it is very hierarchical position is very low. No, so such kind of things it is there in the very few disadvantages, but very huge advantages it is there in the line organization structure. Now, based on the line organization structure, we will go for the line and staff organization structure, right? Line and staff organization structure कौन है पिला मने? Now, line and staff organization structure said the line organization will be there. The line organization structure remain as same. जहाँ line organization structure रे पढ़ी के असला सही टाइम की पूरा रहिबो, हैला किछि चेंज हबनी. But one additional staff personnel will appointed by the line manager. एटी कोन हबे पिला माने गोटे additional staff personnel आसीबो जे कि अपॉइंट के करिवो line manager. कहाँ को अपॉइंट करिवो न तो staff additional staff personnel. The staff personnel basically will assist and give suggestion and advice to the line manager in case of any kind of emergency, any kind of urgency, any kind of requirements. So here the line manager is there who will give suggestion, share idea, share any kind of views. It is the work of the line manager, the staff personnel towards the line manager. मैंने कौन बुझिला? Line and staff organization structure कहूची जहाँ line organization सेटा line organization ता रहिबो किछि change हबनी. But एठी गुटे additional staff personnel appointed किए करिबो line manager appoint करिबे. हैला manager appoint करिए गुटे staff personnel को. काहे कि मैम appoint करिबे? Because the staff personnel will give views, ideas, suggestions to the line manager. Line manager को help करिबा पाई. In the absence of the line manager, the organization, the responsibility of the organization of the staff personnel. In the presence of the line manager, the staff personnel will help to the line manager. Line manager को help करिबो in terms of setting of views, decisions, ideas, no, ए सब पाई बोल. हैला. So सेति पाई line manager कौन करे तार मॉडल को टिके कमेबा पाई कुटी staff personnel को अपॉइंट करे. ताकू कागला कोन line and staff organization. Line organization, it will remain there, but one staff personnel will be there, additional staff personnel will be there in this particular area. जो थिरे कि आमे कहिबा आर एडवांटेजेस बहुत हैला instead of disadvantages, many advantages are there. Jyothire ki, already I told you, the line manager appointed the staff personnel. The staff personnel will take much more responsibility. That's why line manager, the executive will feel less burden. ता ऊपर एतटा burden रहिबो. अरे तुम जदि मते हेल्प करबा को आसीबो ताले मो मोर बहुत सारा काम तुमको डेलीगेट कर देबी. ताहा हेले मोर तो burden टा कमी गला ना obviously. हैला. Also though the staff personnel are going to अगा बगा खगा staff personnel को आंती बगी गोटे excellent पिला को आनिबा. So the person will give good advice, service, expert advice, everything that will be available in this particular area. So that the line manager and staff personnel, they will take quick decision towards the organization, right? It is tension-free environment, stress-free environment, right? And all those things will be there in the organization. But sometimes we can say it is delaying decision making. Why? Because if the line manager and staff personnel, they will not communicate to each other due to any cause, any reasons. So here it may be delaying decision making, it may be possible. And sometimes also the conflict, if sometimes such kind of situation will happen, the conflict between line manager and staff personnel will be there. Confusion, conflict, line manager and staff personnel भितरे ताहाले मध्य decision making रे और सब थिरे मध्य किछिटा problem हेई पारे. So ultimately advantages is very huge advantages in comparison to see coin रे दुईटा साइड है, two side of a coin. Head अच्छी माने tail रहिबो. सब advantages अच्छी माने disadvantages रहिबो. Advantages बहुत अच्छी ता भितरे गोटे दिटा disadvantages रहिबो. So disadvantages कोन ना दुई जन को भितरे decision ता बहुत क्विक नै पारती और conflict मध्य हेई पारे due to the different temperament, different mentality, no kind of things if it will happen, no, in this particular area. Gala. Then, on the basis of line and staff organization structure, we will go to the functional organization structure. Pila mane subha jauchi, suna jauchi, bujha jauchi clearly. I hope. Yes, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hello. Then, based on this line and staff organization structure, we will go for the functional organization structure. Now, what do you mean by functional organization structure? Functional organization structure means here, see, here in the functional organization structure, the line organization and the line and staff organization will be there in a functional organization structure. पिला माने एक जो देखु जो तमे स्लाइड ता एटा देखिबो देखो फंक्शनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर से इट इज द हम एटा को कोडी डिस्कशन करथिले कहिला फंक्शनल फोरमैनशिप दैट थिंग्स डेवलप्ड बाय एफडब्ल्यू टेलर इन द फंक्शनल फोरमैनशिप द हायरार्किकल पोजीशन of the people working in the organization. One manager will be there having one manager, top level rahile manager, manager under e dui jana rahile ki production manager and planning manager hela. Then ताको अंडर रहले 8 स्पेशलिस्ट ताको अंडर रहले वर्कर्स. ऑलरेडी हम एटा डिस्कशन करि के आसले फंक्शनल फोरमैनशिप दैट डेवलप्ड बाय एफडब्ल्यू टेलर, नो. So this is what the functional organization structure, where line organization and staff organization will be there, where line manager and staff personnel will be there, but functional organization structure little bit bigger in comparison to line and staff organization structure है ना. जोथिरेटी आउटा आउदी बहुत बिगर रहिबो. A different special department will be there. Definitely it बहुत सारा special department आसी गला, hierarchical position आसी गला. Line organization staff organization structure में कौन थिला ना hierarchical position. It is very few hierarchical position, right? But सेठी हमर कोन the specialized knowledge पाई गला में more quick problem solving ए सब थिला. But it जो functional organization structure, it is more hierarchical position because it is the big kind of organization having different kind of functional area, right? जेमति कि हमें कहबा HR, marketing, finance, production, no variety kind of functional area organization having, and different functional area means different managers are working, different manager having different subordinate having different workers, right? So a type वाला functional organization structure. हमें जितने organization में start कले हमें line organization में start कले, it is small हमें छोटा organization को नहीं की कले. तब पे मोर काम बढ़िला मुझे staff personnel को आने ले मत support करिबा ପାଇଁ हैला. तब पे मुझे आइले आउ expansion करबी मिस business. I will expand my business, no. So I will expand my business in a different functional area, right? सो मो बहुत सारा फंक्शनल एरिया रे ताको एक्सपांड कली तो से थ्रू कोन हला आउरी मो लोक रिक्रूटमेंट कली जेमति कि मु कोन आनली ना वैरायटी मैनेजर्स आई अपॉइंटेड वैरायटी एज अ सीईओ ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आई अपॉइंटेड वैरायटी मैनेजर्स नो then ये how got appoint kali na basically management trainees workers variety person I have appointed. So basic one is the functional organization working, and functional organization we can say here, see here various advantages it is there in the functional organization structure. Though it belongs to a big organization having different department, so here different specialized people are working. Different department having different specialized people means HR department specialized people are belongs to the HR area means that person must be there that much of talent, knowledge, skills in that particular area. Likewise marketing, finance, production, no. It is large scale operation already I told you in comparison to line and staff organization structure, functional organization structure, the business is a little bit bigger, right? And here though many people are working, it is more coordination, cooperation, no, more flexibility of business, everything is there in the line organization structure. But sometimes it is more costlier in comparison to line organization, staff organization structure. Functional organization structure, it is more costly. Why? Because many people are working and it is a big organization. So financial means what? Transaction is also very high, right? Apart from this, it is many people are working, that's why many confusion will be there. Different attitude, different perception, different personality, people are holding. So it may be many confusions are there. So many confusions means conflict will be there. Kaha bhitar conflict rohi bane? The conflict it may be there between the superior to subordinates. Conflict it may be there among the managers. No. So these are the some. Though many people, many kind of activity, many kind of departments, some more confusion. So, and confusion leads to conflict. So, if conflict is there, then we have to solve the conflict. We have to minimize the conflict. Conflict is a superior subordinate with conflict. So, we have to conflict ko sort out kariba, minimize kariba, na kariba. Yes, of course, we will minimize the conflict. Of course, we have solved the conflict. Na kemiti sort kariba? Na through the committee organization structure. See, any kind of problem, any kind of disturbance, if it will be there in a line of to the manager and the subordinates, then the committee organization structure is there between line organization between manager to subordinate. In between committee organization structure is there. The mane धर superior subordinate भितर झगड़ा हला सिटी कोटी के जने मिडिल थिबा दरकार जे के प्रॉब्लम टा को सॉल्व करबा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट टा को कंफ्यूजन को तो एठी कोन हला. So here the group of organizational members who will discuss the problem and who will give solution to the problem related to any kind of situation is there. Any kind of confusion, any kind of dispute, any kind of conflict, any kind of whatever may be there. Now here the group of different variety kind of group of peoples are there formed by committee and the responsibility of the committee to solve the problem. Right? जेमति कि हमें कहिबा problem solving committee, decision making committee, standing committee, right? Discipline committee, grievance committee, every variety type of committee organization रे अछि. जे जो टाइप of problem हला से committee संगे संगे active होबा और तार problem को identify की solve करी. Right? Any kind of disturbance between among the manager or superior to subordinates or subordinate to subordinates, any kind of conflict, dispute, and kind of things. So, committee discipline managing committee रहिथिबो. Harassment हला कागो किछ harassment committee active होबो. Grievance किछ हसला grievance committee से active होई किसी ता काम करिवो. So, variety committees are there having variety kind of responsibility. And the variety responsibility committees solve the responsibility. No? Any kind of dispute among the top to bottom, now people are there, the different committees are there who is responsible for solve the decision and maintain peace and harmony in the organization. बुझी लगी पिला माने? Yes or no?
Yes.
Clear ना? पिला माने? अन्य पिला माने?
Yes, ma'am.
अच्छा तुमर नेक्स्ट क्लास सार आसिले कि रे मुझे जानि पारनी किछि देखि पारनी पिला माने सार आसिले कि रे
हाँ मैम आसिलेଣି
आसिले अच्छा हो कार क्लास अछि रे ना अंशुमान सार अंदर अच्छा हो अंशुमान सार आसिले हां आज हेलो वेदर कई का पळेला बहुत टाइम हैला मु सार को टाइम किल करबिनी एइना बुझिलो पिला माने एतिकी स्ट्रक्चर को मन रखिथिबो line organization structure line and staff organization structure functional organization structure and committee organization structure right tomorrow we will continue in this area ru hame start kariba we will start from the what matrix organization structure then we will discuss departmentation delegation kind of things are there right so मुझे क्लास तुम्हारा स्टॉप कर ली यू कंटिन्यू योर क्लास tomorrow I will discuss in this same time I will take your class in this time only हैला I hope कि tomorrow किसी problem होबनी and we will conduct your class smoothly ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स पिला माने यस
आज्ञा मैम आज्ञा
ओके हैला जो थैंक यू चलो मुझे स्टॉप कर ली तुम्हें कंटिन्यू करो बाय बाय
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. So, shall we start, or you need some time, or you need some break of 1 to 2 minutes, because I saw that the last class just now ended. So, it is up to you whether we will start our session or can take 2 minutes break. So, anyway, we'll start our program. So today we'll discuss depreciation accounting, which is one of the most important topic of your subject. Uh, that is depreciation accounting. But before that, what is all about depreciation that you have to know? Depreciation means reduction in the value of fixed asset. Reduction in the value of fixed asset, that is all about depreciation, which is otherwise known as gradual diminution. Okay. In short, in a layman's definition, let's say take example, you have purchased one plant and machinery. Let's say computer. Okay, you have purchased one computer for your business organization for rupees 10,000. Okay, so you have utilized for a period of, let's say, 5 years. You have utilized, and after 5 years, you want to sell it in the market in second hand. So my question to all of you: at what price you will sell the computer after using it for a period of 5 years? At a price above the purchase price, or at a price less the purchase price? At what price?
Less.
Please tell me. Less. Why less? Because the wear and tear, or the some estimated useful life of that particular computer has already been over. Though the computer you can utilize for 10 years or maybe 15 years, but after 5 years you want to sell it. So as per your answer, that you have to sell that particular computer at a less price. The difference between the purchase price and the sale price is nothing but called depreciation. Actually, in case of depreciation, there is no question of any cash outflow or cash outlay. Only thing, you have to show the amount of depreciation on the debit side of the profit and loss account to arrive at the actual amount of net profit or net loss. That is the meaning of depreciation. Okay. There are two famous authors. Okay, one is J.R. Batley and another is A. Agrawal, who has defined the term depreciation in their own ways. The first one is depreciation means permanent decline in the value of fixed asset due to wear and tear. Permanent decline. So in our example, purchase price of the computer is 10,000, and after utilizing it for a period of 5 years, the sale price is, let's say, 8,000. So there is a difference of rupees 2,000. Okay, that 2,000 is nothing but called permanent decline in the value of fixed asset due to wear and tear. Due to wear and tear or from any other cause. Second, as per A. Agrawal, depreciation is a permanent, continuing, and gradual shrinkage in the value of the fixed asset. So these are the two definitions of depreciation. Coming to the characteristics, these are the nature or these are the features of depreciation. The first one is depreciation is the decrease in the value of fixed asset. Depreciation is the decrease in the value of fixed asset. There is a gradual diminution in value. It is a permanent loss, and the lost value due to depreciation cannot be recovered afterwards. The depreciation is a continuous process, and it does not matter whether the asset is used or not. Let's say, take example, you have purchased the computer, okay, and you have not yet opened the seal, and you have kept it for a period of last 5 years, and after 5 years you want to sell it. So at what price? Again, at less price you have to sell it, though you are using or you are not using, but you have to sell it at a less price in comparison to the purchase price. So it does not result in cash outflow. So it is, just now I told you, it does not result in cash outflow. Only thing, you have to show it on the debit side of the profit and loss account. So it is considered as a non-cash expenses. Depreciation is always related to fixed asset. That means only on fixed asset depreciation is to be calculated. There are several other types of asset like fictitious asset, intangible asset, current asset are there on which no question of depreciation. Depreciation is the fall, okay, in the book value of the asset and not of all related to the market value. Okay, depreciation is the result of the use of assets, passage of time, and obsolescence. Okay. Then coming to what are the any doubt regarding characteristics of depreciation? Okay. Then what are the causes of depreciation? The first causes is wear and tear due to use. Wear and tear due to use. What do you mean by wear and tear? Means you are utilizing day to day use, and by day to day use, you are the value of the asset decreases day by day. That means the productivity capacity, as well as the earning power of the asset always reduced to some extent. That is the first cause. And second cause is accident. You all know, due to accident, the value of the asset decreases, such as plant breakdown, loss by fire, etc. Then expiration of time, like when time passes away, automatically the value of the asset decreases, like, and it will be applicable on patents, copyright, and licenses. That obsolescence, which is otherwise known as outdated, once the product or once the asset is outdated in the market, that means totally it has been obsoleted or totally it has been outdated. Then premature termination of asset. Sometimes in some situation, if a farm discard a fixed asset, even if it is a good condition, okay, it is because of the change in the farm's policy or change in the size of the farm or growth and diversification of the farm. Okay, then the existing asset do not cater to the need of the farm after adapting changes. That is called premature termination of asset. The next one is depletion. That is another method of calculating depreciation, and that will be applicable only on wasting asset. What are wasting asset? Like mines, forest, quarries, oil well. Okay, when you are extracting some natural resources from the nature, okay, then the method of depreciation is converted into depletion. So these are the different what different characteristics, causes of depreciation. Okay, the next we will discuss what is the need of depreciation. The first one is to determine the actual income. Just now I said that as there is no question of any cash outflow or cash outlay, only thing how much depreciation has been charged, that should be shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account in order to find out or in order to arrive at the true true profit and loss from the profit and loss account for the side of the organization. Second one, to reflect the asset at its appropriate value. So appropriate value means actual value. Okay, that means, let's say, as I told you, that you have purchased the computer at 10,000, and after charging depreciation, you want to sell it at 8,000 rupees. So, what is the appropriate value or actual value? That is 8,000. So, only thing you can say, see this. Let's say, take example, while purchasing, you have shown that particular asset on the asset side of the balance sheet at 10,000, but after the charging of depreciation, that 2,000 rupees you have shown on the profit and loss account. Then again, in this year, what is the value of asset at which it is to be recorded on the asset side of the balance sheet? The value will be 8,000, not 10,000. That's why in the second case here it is written to reflect the asset at its appropriate value. Third one, to maintain the capital invested. To maintain the capital invested. So the capital invested in the asset is kept intact in the business so that depreciation can be reinvested in the profit earning process. Even after the expiry of the life of the fixed asset, the capital is not eroded. What is the life of the asset? Every asset or everything is having some sort of useful life. So once the useful life is over, the capital is not eroded. The next one is to make replacement. Another objective of depreciation is to create a depreciation fund out of profits for replacement of asset. Okay, let's say take example, how much depreciation you have charged, that amount is to be kept in a separate fund. Okay, and after the completion of different year, or after completion of number of year, that fund is to be utilized for the purpose of replacing the existing asset with a new asset. That is called to make replacement. That is also one important method of finding out depreciation. That is replacement fund or a sinking fund method. This is known as sinking fund method. Okay. The next need is to charge the portion of fixed asset to the cost of production. So how can you find out the actual cost of production? Only after charging the depreciation on plant and machinery, then only you can find out exact amount of cost of goods produced or cost of production. Then to assess tax liability. To assess tax liability, the rate of depreciation is influenced by the income tax rule. When depreciation is charged to profit and loss account, the profit is reduced and tax liability also reduces. So these are the different need of charging depreciation. The next one is, what are the basic factors? What are the basic factors in estimating depreciation? This is most important. Okay, from theoretical point of view, in depreciation, this is most important. The basic factor, value of the asset. So what is the exact value of the asset on which you are going to calculate the depreciation? Let's say for different asset, different value. Different asset, different value. Okay, that is to find out the exact value. Let's say purchase value. Let us suppose take example, you have purchased one plant and machinery from Calcutta. Okay, at what rupees? At 1 lakh. Okay, so what is the value of the asset? You cannot say that the value of the asset is 1 lakh, because why I'm telling that the value of the asset is different, because you have to bring that plant and machinery or that asset from Calcutta to Bhubaneswar, for which you have to spend some additional amount, that you have to add with the 1 lakh rupees. Then once you bring, okay, once you bring from Calcutta to Bhubaneswar, then you have to install it in your organization. Again, for installation, you have spent another 50,000 rupees. Okay, so for bringing 10,000 and 50,000 for installation. So what is the total value of the asset? 1 lakh plus 10 plus 50, 1 lakh 60,000 is the total value of the asset. So here value of that asset does not mean the purchase price of the asset. It includes the freight, carriage, as well as the installation. Then working life of the asset. What is the estimated useful life of the asset? That also you have to find out. For different asset, the different estimated useful life. Okay, then salvage value or the scrap value. What is the meaning of that? Once the estimated useful life is over, then what you have to do? You have to sell it. You have to sell it to different what to kabadi wala or bangar wala. Okay, and the value which you have received from that kabadi wala is known as the scrap value. Let's say, take example, you have purchased the plant and machinery at rupees 10,000, and you have utilized, fully utilized that plant and machinery uh, up till the estimated useful life. And once the estimated, it is no longer in a usable condition, what you have to do? You have to sell it to the kabadi wala. Then whatever amount you received from that kabadi wala is known as the scrap value or the salvage value. So these are the things, these are the factors you have to take into consideration while calculating the amount of depreciation. Okay, so any doubt up to this from the theoretical? Okay, then we will discuss the what are the different methods of charging depreciation. Basically, as I told you, that there are 9 methods of charging depreciation, but out of that, Income Tax Act 1961 prescribes the best method is, what is the best method? Best method is diminishing balance method or reducing installment method. That is called best method or methods of charging depreciation. But anyway, we have to discuss one by one the important method. The first method is fixed installment method, which is otherwise known as original cost method or fixed percentage method or straight line method. These are different methods of charging depreciation. What is fixed installment method? See, let us suppose the example, you have purchased one plant and machinery by paying rupees 10,000. Okay, so uh, what will happen? The rate of depreciation is 10%. So how much depreciation you have to charge? 10,000, 10%. How much? 1,000. So each year you have to charge 1,000 as depreciation till the estimated useful life is over. And once the estimated life is over, the amount will automatically be zero. Okay. So this is all about fixed installment method. Let us solve one problem on this. So here, see, a farm purchased a plant for rupees 44 lakh on 1/1/2006, and its useful life was estimated to be 10 years. That means the organization has purchased a plant of rupees 4 lakh and useful life is 10 years. Its scrap value, that means once the estimated life is useful life is over, the scrap value will be 40,000 rupees. So what is the amount of depreciation to be charged under straight line method? So 4 lakh minus 40,000, you have purchased 4 lakh, then after estimated useful life is over, you got or you received from the kabadi wala 40,000 divided by 10 years. So each year you have to charge 36,000 per annum as depreciation. Clear? Then here in particular how to solve this particular method, this straight line method or fixed installment method in a particular format by preparing machinery account. On 1st January 2003, machinery was purchased by Messrs. Sobhagya for rupees 50,000. On 1st July 2004, additions were made to the extent of rupees 10,000. On 1st April 2005, further additions were made to the extent of rupees 6,400. On 30th June 2006, machinery, the original value of which was rupees 8,000 on 1st January 2003, was sold for rupees 6,000. Messrs. Sobhagya closes her book on 1st December each year. So the machinery account for the year from 2003 to 2006 in the books of Messrs. Sobhagya, if depreciation is charged at 10% at original cost method, which is otherwise known as straight line method or fixed percentage method or fixed installment method. First of all, it is your responsibility to understand the question first. Then only for each of the different transaction which has occurred on different dates, you have to journalize it with the help of machinery account. Then only you can post in the machinery account, which is otherwise known as the ledger tool. So at the top of the book, you have to write, okay, on the top of the format, that is machinery account in the books of Messrs. Sobhagya, and within the bracket which method you have followed for charging depreciation, that is original cost method. and for which you have to prepare a 6 columnar table. The first 3 column is debit side, second 3 column is credit side. Already I told you this is the T form of account. The first column is date, second column particular, third column amount. Again, the right hand side of the machinery account is date, particular amount. So as per the question, so please take a click of this particular question. Everybody, please take a click and make it equal or make it compare with the solution part. Take a click. Okay. Then here on date column, you have to put the date first. On 1st January 2003, machinery have been purchased of rupees 50,000. So what is the journal entry? Machinery account. Here, this is the machinery where I am putting the cursor. Machinery account debited to bank account. That you have to write on the debit side. Then as per the question, eh, depreciation will be charged at 10%. See, go through the question. Okay, depreciation will be charged at 10%. That is on 31st of December every year. So on 31st December 2003, on 50,000, you have to charge depreciation of 10%. So how much depreciation you have charged? 5,000. Okay. Then after charging depreciation, again on the same date, that is 31st December 2003, what is the remaining balance? By balance, and that remaining balance will be written by writing a notation on the particular column, that is by balance C by D, which is otherwise known as carried down. What is the balance? 50,000 minus 5,000, that is 45,000. So see, the debit amount column and the credit amount column remain same, 50,000, 50,000. Then this is the closing balance as on 31st December 2003, and this will be the opening balance on 1st January 2004. So here it is written by balance carried down, and this should be brought down on 1st January 2004, and by writing a notation, that is two balance brought down, that is 45,000. Clear? Then as per the question, on 1st July 2004, the organization or the Messrs. Sobhagya has purchased another plant and machinery by paying rupees 10,000. So here there are two types of machinery on which we have to charge two different rates of depreciation on two different dates. So again on 31st December 2004, you have to charge depreciation, for which you have to write a notation by depreciation account M1, that is called machinery 1. So on 45,000, you have to charge depreciation for the whole year from 1st January 2004 to 31st December 2004. That's why 50,000, 10%, directly 5,000 you have to charge. But in the second plant and machinery, you have to charge depreciation for 6 months only, because see, the machinery, second machinery purchased in the month of July. So for July, 1st July. So July, August, September, October, November, December. So 6 month depreciation you have to charge. So what is the journal entry? Depreciation account debited to machinery account. But here we are preparing machinery account. So by depreciation account M2, 10,000, because you have purchased the second plant and machinery by paying rupees 10,000, and the rate of depreciation is 10%, 10 by 100 multiplied by 6 by 12, because for 6 months only you have to charge the depreciation. So the resultant figure will be 500. So total amount of purchase of plant and machinery 55,000. How much you have charged? 5,500. What is the remaining balance? That is 49,500, and that is the balance as on 31st December 2004. 31st December 2004, and here you have to write by balance carried down. This is the closing balance as on 31st December 2004, and this should be the opening balance as on 1st January 2005, and this should be written as a notation to balance brought down 49,000. To balance brought down 49,000. Okay, and again on 1st April, as per question, 1st April 2005, another third type of plant and machinery you have purchased by paying rupees 6,400. What is the journal entry? In the particular column, you have to write machinery account debited to bank account 6,400. So the total amount of plant and machinery purchase, where I am putting the cursor, 49,000 for 6,400, that gives you 55,900. So as per the rule or as per the organizational policy, you have to charge depreciation on the last date of the calendar year, that is on 31st December of each year. So and as per the question, Up till now, we have purchased how many number of plant and machinery? 3. On 3, we have to charge depreciation. Okay, so what is the journal entry? Depreciation account debited to plant and machinery account, as we are preparing the plant and machinery. So here you have to write by depreciation account M1. So earlier we are having the first and plant and machinery, that is 50,000. That 50,000 you have to charge full amount of depreciation, that is 10% 5,000. Second plant and machinery 10,000 you have purchased. On that you have to charge full amount of depreciation 10% 1,000. And the third plant and machinery which you have purchased on 1st April 2005. So it will be charged depreciation only for 9 months starting from 1st April, because the third plant and machinery has been purchased on April. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay. April, May, June, July, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, 9 months. See, 9 months. So 6,400 multiplied by 10% multiplied by 9 by 12. Here it is written 9 by 12. So what is the resultant figure? The resultant figure is 480. So total amount of plant and machinery was there in the organization 55,900. Total amount of depreciation you have charged, where I am putting the cursor, 6,480. Again on 31st December 2005, the remaining balance was 49,420. Then after that, you have to make it equal. The debit balance will be equal with the credit balance 55,900. Then this is the closing balance as on 31st December 2005. This will be the opening balance as on 1st January 2006. Two balance brought down. So here this is the closing balance 49,420, and 1st January 2006, this is the opening balance, two balance brought down 49,400. Clear? Then as per the question, on 30th June 2006, a part of the plant and machinery of first plant and machinery you have sold. First plant and machinery you have sold, that is at rupees how much? 8,000. Okay, 8,000 plant and machinery you have sold. So for which you have to subtract that 8,000 from the plant and machinery one. So what will be the remaining plant and machinery? Remaining plant and machinery will be 42,000. So that 42,000 you have to charge full amount of depreciation, that is 10%. So how much depreciation you have charged? 4,800. And as per the question, that 8,000 worth of plant and machinery you have sold at rupees 6,000. What is the journal entry? While purchasing, the journal entry is machinery account to bank account. While selling, bank account debited to machinery account. But here in the machinery account, on the credit side, you have to write on by putting the date 30th June 2006 to bank account 6,000 rupees. Okay, and again you have to calculate 8,000 worth of plant and machinery. You have sold 6,000 rupees. Okay, you have sold 6,000 rupees. So uh, a layman can say that you have sold at a loss, but not at the loss exactly. So you have to find out what is the exact amount of depreciation you have charged during the last 3 years. Okay, so here in machinery one, 8,000, 10%, 6 by 12, 400 rupees you have charged depreciation. Okay, and the profit will be 800 rupees. So for which you have to write on the debit side of the machinery account debited to profit and loss account 8. Then after that, for second machinery, you have to charge depreciation. Second machinery, the total value of second machinery is 10,000. 10,000 on 10%, that is 1,000. And third machinery, already here it is written 6,400. For 6,400 also, you have to charge depreciation for the full year, that is 640. So total amount of plant and machinery along with the profit made by selling of the existing plant and machinery one will be 50,420. But out of that, how much you have received, how much depreciation already charged on the leftover plant and machinery one, and the sold plant and machinery one, and the machinery two as well as machinery three. Then after deducting this, the closing balance as on 31st December 2006, the closing balance of plant and machinery would be 37,980 rupees. Clear? Any doubt? this is the this is the discussion regarding implementation of straight line method of charging depreciation. Any doubt? Okay. So see, in working note part, as I told you that there is a profit of rupees 800. How it has been calculated? At the top, you have to write calculation of profit or loss on the sale of machinery. Original value of the plant and machinery on 1/1/2003. Okay, 8,000. And last and that this particular plant and machinery you have sold at rupees how much? 6,000. Okay, on which date? 30th June 2006. So from 1st January 2003 up till 30th June 2006, you have to charge depreciation for a period of 3.5 years. And what is the rate of depreciation? 10%. The rate of depreciation is 2,800. So remaining balance is 5,200. And the 5,000 book value of 5,200, you have sold it at 6,000 rupees. So what is the profit made? 800 rupees. Clear? Then diminishing balance or written down value or reducing install method. That is the second method of charging depreciation, for which there is a particular formula. Formula is 1 minus S by C root over up to N, where N is equal to estimated useful life, S is equal to net residual value, C is equal to acquisition cost. But this is the normal formula, diminishing balance. Okay, so directly we will move on to go for solving this particular problem. Let us again, same question, instead of straight line method, how the same question will be solved by following diminishing balance method. Again, go through the question, or else you can take a picture of this so that it will help you in comparing with the solution. On 1st January 2003, machinery was purchased by Messrs. Sobhagya for rupees 50,000. On 1st July 2004, additions were made to the extent of rupees 10,000. Okay, so on 1st January 2003, Messrs. Sobhagya originally purchased a machine of rupees 50,000. Again, same organization has purchased on 1st July 2004. Additions were made to the extent of rupees 10,000. Again on 1st April 2003, further additions were made to the extent of 6,400. So already in the previous example, we discussed that three types of plant and machinery have been purchased at three different dates. So on 30th June 2006, machinery, the original value of which was 8,000, on 1st January 2003 was sold for rupees 6,000. So Messrs. Sobhagya closes her books on 1st December each year. So the machinery account for the year 2003 to 2006 in the books of Messrs. Sobhagya if depreciation is charged at 10% diminishing balance method. So at the top, like previous solution, at the top you have to write machinery account in the books of Messrs. Sobhagya, and within bracket you have to write diminishing balance method. Why? Because here which method you are following. I told you in the past module that convention of consistency. Convention of consistency tells that whatever may be the method you are following, you have to follow it throughout the year. You should not change it from the in the current year. Okay. So within bracket you have to mention diminishing balance method, and again you have to prepare a 6-columnar table. The first 3 column date particular amount, that represent the debit side of the machinery account. The second 3 column date particular amount, that represent the credit side of the machinery account. So as per the question, on 1st January 2003, you have purchased a machinery by paying rupees 50,000. What is the journal entry? The journal entry is where I am putting the cursor. See, Sri, are you all listening? Are you all listening or not? Nandini, Subha, Amulya, Parnali, are you all listening?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So machinery account debited to bank account. Okay, so here it is a machinery account debited to bank account, and in the amount column you have to write 50,000. Okay. Again, as per the question, on 31st December of each year you have to charge depreciation. Okay, so On 50,000, you have to charge the depreciation at a rate of 10%. So what is the amount of depreciation? 5,000. Okay. So after charging depreciation, the remaining balance is 45,000 because the total value of the plant and machinery is 50,000. Out of that, you have subtracted 5,000. So the difference amount is 45,000. Okay. So the debit total is 50, credit total is 50. Clear? Again, this is the closing balance. By balance carried out. This is the closing balance as on 31st December 2003. This is the opening balance as on 1st January 2004, and for which you have to write a notation to balance B by D. To balance B by D 45,000. To balance B by D 45,000. Clear? Then on 1st July 2004, again Messrs. Saubhagya purchased a second plant and machinery of rupees 10,000, for which you have to pass the journal entry machinery account debited to bank account, and in the amount column you have to write 10,000. So there are two types of plant and machinery is there lying with Messrs. Saubhagya, on which you have to charge depreciation. Okay. So again, as per the rule, on 31st December 2004, you have to charge depreciation, but you have to follow the diminishing balance method. In straight line method, on the cost price, you have to charge depreciation directly, but in diminishing balance method, on the book value of the plant and machinery, you have to charge depreciation. So what was the last balance of first plant and machinery? 45,000. On 45,000, you have to charge depreciation. That is 4,500. See, here it is 4,500. But in the previous example, previous illustration, instead of 4,500, 5,000 was charged. Why? Because here we are following diminishing balance method. Actual value of the plant and machinery 50,000. First year you have charged 5,000. Remaining balance is 45,000. On remaining balance you have to charge depreciation. So 45,000, 10%, 4,500. Understood? Understood or not? Okay. Then again on the second plant and machinery, that is 10,000. Okay. 10,000 you have to charge depreciation 10%. Okay. And for 6 months, because you have purchased the second plant and machinery on 1st July 2004. 1st July 2004. Okay. So July, August, September, October, November, December. For 6 months only you have to charge depreciation. So 10,000, 10% into 6 by 12, 500, and the total amount of debit side is equal to 55,000. From 55,000 you have to subtract 5,000 only, because 4,500, this 500. So 5,000 you have to subtract, and the closing balance will be, that is by balance carried down, 50,000. So that is on 31st December 2004. 31st December 2004. This is the closing balance, and this will be the opening balance on 1st January 2005. So by writing a notation, to balance brought down 50,000. Okay. Again, as per the question, the organization has purchased a plant and machinery by paying rupees 6,400, 1st April 2005. So what is the journal entry? The journal entry will be machinery account debited to bank account 6,400. Then as per the question, the organization has to charge depreciation on each of the three plant and machinery. Okay, that is on 31st December 2005. So by depreciation account, so on plant and machinery one, the remaining value is 40,500. How this 40,500 have been arrived? Anyone who can tell how this 40,500, where I'm highlighting, how this 40,500 have been arrived? Anyone please speak up? See, in the first plant and machinery, we are having how much? 50,000. Here, where I am putting the question. On that, we have already charged 5,000. So remaining is 45,000. On 45,000, you have charged 4,500. So 45,000 minus 4,500, that result is 40,500. On 40,500, you have to charge whole year depreciation at rate of 10%. So 40,500 multiplied by 10%, that will give you 4,050. Then on second plant and machinery, the original value was 10,000, and in that year you have charged depreciation 500. So what is the remaining value of on the second plant and machinery? 9,500. See, machinery to 9,500. On 9,500 you have to charge depreciation for the whole year 10%. So what is the amount of depreciation you have to charge for the second plant and machinery? 950 rupees. And as per the question, the third plant and machinery you have purchased by paying rupees 6,400. And on which date you have purchased? On 1st April. So how long you have to charge depreciation? Only for a period of 9 months, because you have purchased 1st April and you have to charge depreciation on 31st December 2005. Okay, so 6,400 multiplied by the rate of depreciation, that is 10%, multiplied by 9 by 12, that is 480 rupees. So from the total value, that is 56,400 minus this, okay, the remaining balance will be 50,920. 50,920. So the debit column, that is 56,400, will be equal with the credit column, that is 56,400. And this is the closing balance as on 31st December 2005, that is 50,920, and this will be the opening balance as on 1st January 2006. So on the debit column you have to write that, on the debt column you have to write 1/1/2006 by writing a notation, that is 2 balance B by D. 2 balance B by D, that is 50,920. Okay. And as per the question, on 30th June 2006, you have sold a part of the plant and machinery, for rupees 6,000. So, first of all, you have to pass the journal entry for selling of that plant and machinery. While purchasing, what is the journal entry? Machinery account debited to bank account. While selling the plant and machinery, reverse the journal entry you have to pass, bank account debited to machinery account. So here on the credit side of the machinery account, you have to put the date, that is 30th June 2006, and you have to write to bank account and the amount of sale, that is 6,000, that you have to write. Then on that part plant and machinery which you have sold, on that part plant and machinery you have to charge depreciation. The remaining 8,000, how to calculate? So see, on 8,720 plus 640 plus 292, that is how much? 2,460. So minus 2,460, that will give you 5,832. 5,832. The remaining balance of the plant and machinery sold, because the original balance was 8,000. 8,000 worth of plant and machinery you have sold for rupees 6,000. So for which you have to calculate whether the organization made a profit or loss. So 5,830, and the rate of depreciation is 10%, that is 10 by 100 multiplied by 6 by 12, because on 30th June 2006 you have sold. That means for a period of 6 months only you have utilized, and the amount of depreciation you have to charge on the plant and machinery sold, that is 292 rupees. And next is the rest of the plant and machinery, that is rest of the plant, 42,000, exactly 42,000, but as we are following diminishing balance method, the remaining balance will be 30,618, on which you have to charge full rate of depreciation, that is 10% for the whole year, 3,062. Okay. And the second plant and machinery, the original value was 10,000. First year you have charged 500. Okay. Then second year you have charged 480. The next remaining balance is 8,550, on which again you have to charge depreciation 10% for the fourth year, that is 855. In plant and machinery 3, which you have purchased on 1st April 2005, here I am putting the cursor 6,400. And how much you have charged depreciation? 480. So 6,400 minus 480. What will be the leftover amount? Leftover amount will be 5,920 multiplied by 10%. So what is the amount? 592. Okay. So this is the selling value, and these are the different depreciation charged on different plant and machinery at different intervals. Okay, so after subtracting from the debit amount column, you have to find out what should be the balance of the plant and machinery on 31st December 2006 by writing a notation by balance carried out. So the closing balance of plant and machinery as on 31st December 2006 is 40,579 rupees. Clear? The next we will discuss how you got in the first instance in the straight line method you made a profit of 800 rupees. See, go to the that particular answer. See here, profit and loss account. Is it visible? See, in the first method, you made a profit of rupees 8,000, whereas if you implement the second method, you made a profit of rupees 460. So, how this 460 have been arrived? Let us find out. So, calculation of profit or loss on the sale of machinery. Original value of plant and machinery on 1st January 2003 was rupees 8,000. Less depreciation for 5 years. Okay, 10%. 10%. So here it is, that is 2,460. Okay, value of plant and machinery as on 5,540, but amount realized on sale is 6,000. So 6,000 minus 5,540, that will give you a profit of rupees 460. The next we'll discuss another method is annuity method. Annuity method means annual plus equity. Okay, annuity, for which you have to refer annuity table. Okay, so annuity method is there, and same problem annuity method, for which you have to refer an annuity table. So here it is written. See in the question, that is a company purchases a fixed asset on lease for a period of 5 years, rupees 10,000 on 1st January 2001, and it decides to charge depreciation by annuity method, annual plus equity, annuity method by assuming 5% rate of interest per annum. As per annuity table, okay, as I told you, for annuity method, you have to refer the annuity table. The annual amount necessary to write off, that is another method of charging depreciation, write off rupee 1 at 5% per annum is rupee 0.230976. So you are required to prepare a fixed asset account for 5 years, so the relevant amount to be taken from the profit and loss account for these 5 years. So let us solve this particular problem. At the top, you have to write fixed asset account. Again, simultaneously, you have to write six column. You have to prepare six column, date, particular amount for the debit side. Again, the credit side, date, particular amount. Okay. So at the top of the date column, you have to write 2001, and you have purchased a plant and machinery as per the question by paying rupees 10,000. So what is the journal entry? Journal entry is fixed asset account debited to bank account 10,000. Okay, and as per the question, 5% interest you are gaining. Okay, 5% interest. So 10,000 5%. So fixed asset account to interest account 500. Okay, and on 31st December of every year you are charging depreciation. So on 10,500 you have to charge depreciation. Sorry, only on 10,000 depreciation is 2309.6, and the balance is 10,500 minus 2309.76, that will give you 8,190.24. Okay, this is the closing balance as on 31st December 2001, and this will be the opening balance as on 1st January 2002, for which you have to by balance. Here it is wrongly written. This is by balance brought down. B by D, two balance brought down, 8,924. Again, on 8,190 rupees 24 paise, you have to give interest, that is 5%, that will give you 409.52. And again, on 31st December of 2002, you have to charge depreciation by following annuity method, that will give you 2309.76. So 8599.76 minus 2309.76, that will give you 6290 rupees. This is the closing balance as on 31st December 2002. This is the opening balance as on 1st January 2003. Two balance carried down. So opening balance will be 6290, on which again you have to give interest at 5%. So 6295%, the interest amount will be 314 rupees 50 paisa, for which you have to pass a journal entry, fixed asset account debited to interest account. Okay. So here the total amount of debit side is 6,604 rupees 50 paisa, and depreciation as per annuity method, that is 200 309.76, and the remaining balance will be 6,604.50 minus 2309, that will give you 4294.74 paisa. This is the closing balance as on 30th December 2003. This will be the opening balance as on 1st January 2004. To balance C by D. Okay, 429474. On that, again, the company will receive interest, fixed asset account debited to interest account. Okay, so 214 rupees 74 paisa. Again, on 31st December 2004, you have to charge depreciation. That is on 30th December 2004, by writing depreciation, the depreciation amount remains same. That is as per annuity method, 2309.76. Clear? So after writing this, you have to subtract the depreciation amount from 4509.48 minus 2309.76, that will give you 4509.4. This is the closing balance as on 31st December 2004. This will be the opening balance as on 1st January 2005. To balance, again it is wrongly written. These are CT. These are BT figures. Students, these are BT figures. These are not CD figures. Okay, to balance BT 2199.72. Again, as per the previous practice, company is getting interest of 5%. So 2199.75%, that is 110 rupees 04 paisa, and you have to charge depreciation for 2005. Depreciation will be, again, the total amount of depreciation will be 2309.76, and there will be no balance at all in 2005. So how this annuity method will be put in the table? Statement of depreciation. See, statement of depreciation chargeable to profit and loss account. How long you have utilized that plant and machinery? For a period of 5 years. Okay, as per depreciation debited each year, as per the annuity method, each year you have to charge depreciation, that is 2,309 rupees 76 paisa each year, and interest given to the organization, that is Messer Sobhagya, each year different amount has been credited to the fixed asset account, to the Messer Sobhagya account. These are the different interest amount. And see the net charge against a profit, that will be 809 1809 rupees 76 paisa for the first year, second year 1900 rupees, third year 1995 rupees 26 paisa, fourth year, that is 2095 rupees 0.2 paisa, fifth year 2199 rupees 72 paisa. Clear? So this is all about the discussion regarding the calculation of depreciation, and up till now, if you are having any doubt, you can ask. As I told you that though we have discussed these three methods, but income tax department prescribed that diminishing balance method, the second method, this method. See, diminishing balance method or written down value method or reducing installment method. Okay. In short, it is known as WDV method. WDV, in some books it is known as WDV method. So Income Tax Act 1961 prescribes that diminishing balance method is the most suitable method that each and every organization has to follow. Again, my sincere request to all of you that please practice as many problems from your book or from different books on accounting, so that you can have a ready-made knowledge on how to calculate the different amounts of depreciation on the different methods. So if you are having any doubt, you can ask me now. Okay, thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, so much.
Good night. tomorrow we'll meet in
Good
the
night, sir.
same time.
Thank you.